Okay, okay.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 15th meeting of Critical Thinkers. Before we start, let me lay down a few ground rules. Please be on mute unless you are called to speak. Please ensure that all your noise-making devices are switched off or on mute. Please avoid talking about controversial topics like sex, religion, or politics in an offensive way. If it's not offensive, it's okay. Coming to the mission of Toastmasters, the mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every member has the opportunity to develop communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Critical Thinkers Toastmasters has an additional mission, that is to focus on developing critical thinking skills and to train, participate, and mentor with advanced skills. With that said, let me hand over the meeting to our president, Toastmaster Prince. Over to you.
Thank you, Venil. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Critical Thinkers meeting number 15. And what is special about today's meeting is that we're going to be having a live debate, something that most people here would be happy to witness. So I'm actually looking forward to that. For those of you who are first-time debaters, please relax. It's just a debate and it's just us. So make your mistakes, learn from it. And there is a lot to learn in the subject of debating. So relax yourself, enjoy it, enjoy the debate more than anything, right? So, and don't worry about anything else. It's just about going out there and debating. So I wish everyone, the new debaters, all the best. And actually, this is like what do you say, like a prequel to the Synergized Debate Conference that's happening later this month. So we're kind of just getting into the groove as a club. And I look forward to that event as well, as Critical Thinkers is actually going to be the sponsors for the event. And we have our team that's going to be representing us. So I look forward to that. Well, coming to the meeting, just before we move ahead, I can see a few guests today. So just to quickly say hi to everyone, I can see someone by the name of Achal Singh. Achal, hi, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. Good evening, Prince. Good evening, fellow members. I'm 20. I think this has been my first meeting at here, Critical Thinkers. So nice to be here, sir. Thank you so much for having me, sir.
Thank you. It's our pleasure, and I hope you enjoy today's meeting. Thank you so much. I can also see, if I'm not wrong, was it Deepika? Yeah, hi. I think Deepika already spoke. Hi, Deepika. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, hi.
Good to have you with us.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much, and all the best. All the best for today's meeting.
Best wishes. Thanks for being. We didn't mean to put you on table topics by speaking again and again, but it's just that I wanted to say hi to you once the meeting starts. So, yeah, good evening to you. I can see Hardev as well. Hi, Hardev. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
Yeah, okay. This is the first time I just got it link in one of the guest club which I visit. So I'm just here for the first time to see how it's all about. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Hardev. Are you looking forward to the debate as well?
I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm just waiting to see what's happening.
All right. I'm sure you'll have fun. Thanks, Hardev. I can see Divyam Kehar. Hi, Divyam. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. How are you?
All well, Divyam. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I joined just right now, so I don't know what's happening.
That's all right. That's all right. If you could just quickly just take us through, are you a Toastmaster, Divyam, or?
No, I'm just a guest. I'm just a guest.
Fair enough. No problem. Enjoy yourself. It's a debate meeting today, and you're going to have some fun today.
Yes, sir. I'm sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks. I think I've covered the guests, if I'm not wrong. In case I've missed someone out, please let me know. I think I've covered everyone. All right. And before we move ahead, a small prayer to, or rather some good wishes towards our members. We've had Soja, who's had her challenging times, like we've discussed on the group, and also Gayatri, who's our Vice President Education, who's also having some challenges in the situation. So just a prayer out, a silent prayer out for them, and wishing them all the best, and hope they overcome their situation soon. And yeah, that's about it. And for the meeting, I really look forward to this debate. I would now like to hand over to the debate moderator for today. Now, how
Samel,
I know
Prince, before we go with it, I would like to just confirm with you the summary of the speech will be 4 minutes or 3 minutes.
3 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, we're good
Yeah.
to go.
All right, fantastic. All right. So, as we move ahead, today's debate is going to be handled by our debate moderator. This debate moderator needs no introduction in Toastmasters in Kuwait. He's been there, done that. He's also holding the credit of being one of the best Division E directors. He recently got an award for the best division director. He is also the acting president for Elite Debaters, so he's a master debater himself. And he's held various positions in Toastmasters and a passionate speaker as well. And there's no one better who could handle this role at the moment. And I would like to hand over to the debate moderator, DTM Ram Kumar Nachupalli. Over to you, DTM Ram.
Thank you for that polite, humble, compassionate words, like wisdomful words. As usual, he's Prince. That's why we call him Prince. Actually, he's a currently area director. Thank you, Toastmaster Prince, the president, critical thinkers. Welcome guests, wonderful leaders and guests, and also the lovely debaters, affirmative and negative team. Good evening once again. I'm your debate moderator, DTM Nachupalli Ramkumar. Welcome to this debate. I think some of them having attended for the first time, some of them may not be, but we all learn from each other. Before we start with the debate, please allow me to share some of the ground rules. This debate will follow the Toastmasters International recommended method and will consist of 3 speakers on each side. And the resolution for this round is, I'm sure that you all know the topic, but yet, resolved, working from home is more productive than working at office. Our timers for this debate are timer, where is it? Disappear suddenly. Okay, let me go.
It's 11L.
11. Yes, wonderful
Yes.
Toastmaster today. Thank you very much.
Okay, I had a bit of a network issue.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, I just reconnected.
Thank you.
Just as you said my
Welcome.
name.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ilavenil
Okay.
Tiramavalan.
Okay.
Sorry. Is our wonderful dynamic leader and a timer today for this debate. And the timing rules are as follows. The team captain opening speech will be for 5 minutes. Timer, please note. Team captain opening speech will be for 5 minutes. The green light will be shown at 4 minutes 30 seconds.
4 minutes. Okay, I think I'll explain the rules so that everyone can check once.
No, please follow my rule as a debate moderator.
All right.
The green light will be shown at 4 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 4 minutes 40 seconds. The red light will be shown at 4 minutes 50 seconds. And the speaker microphone will be muted at sharp 5 minutes. Am I loud and clear, timer?
Yes.
Green light will be shown at 4 minutes 30 seconds. Yellow light will be shown at 4 minutes 40 seconds. Red light will be shown at 4 minutes 50 seconds. And the speaker's microphone will be muted sharp at 5 minutes. Thank you. Now, speeches by the second and third speaker will be for 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Second and third speaker speech will be for 3 minutes. The green light will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 2 minutes 40 seconds. And the red light will be shown at 2 minutes 50 seconds. The speaker's microphone will be muted sharp at 4 minutes. Speaker's microphone.
3, right?
Sorry, 3 minutes, yeah. will be muted at 3 minutes. Thank you, timer. The summary part will be for 3 minutes by the captains. Green light will be shown at 2 minutes 30 seconds. The yellow light will be shown at 2 minutes 40 seconds. The red light will be shown at 2 minutes 50 seconds. And the speaker's microphone will be muted at sharp 3 minutes. No new, here we don't have any material, so the decision made by our judges will be final. Speaker shall speak according to their team sequence, affirmative and negative, during which we kindly request all debaters, moderators, and timers to keep your videos on. Our guests and audience, please remember that heckling any speaker during the debate is not allowed. Now, let us meet today's wonderful debaters. Affirmative Team Captain, Distinguished Toastmaster, Rohaina Tanveer. And her team, she is leading with Toastmaster Ritesh and Toastmaster Remi Raj. Affirmative Team.
Thank you.
Negative team will be, the team captain is DTM Niloufer, and she will be leading her team with DTM Mo and Toastmaster Bindu.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
DTM Mo is the captain.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for that again. And DTM Mo, captain, she is leading her with her team, DTM Niloufer and Toastmaster Bindu. Thank you again. Wishing all debaters all the best of luck. Are our debaters ready? Affirmative Team.
Yes.
And our guests and audience, are you ready? I'm sure they are ready. Then let the debate begin and let the best team win tonight. I now invite our timer. I think
Yes.
we have, can you
Yes.
prepare the first speaker?
Okay.
Or can we directly start, Toastmaster Prince?
I have a question, may I?
Yes, please go ahead.
There is a 2-minute guideline for cross-examination. Can you please explain the timer guidelines there?
Yes, yes, correct. Thank you for that. Yes, there will be a 2 minutes cross-examination after every speaker finishes their speech. Affirmative speaker A1, when he or she finishes, 2 minutes cross-examination will be there for the rebuttals. And at exactly 2 minutes, red light will be shown and will be muted. There will be no red light, actually they will be muted.
Thank you.
And all speakers will do the same. When second speaker finishes, a 2 minutes cross-examination. When they finish 2 minutes, they'll be muted by the timer. Are we ready to move with the affirmative team? Can we move further? Do you have any questions, please? Since there are no questions, may the best team win tonight. I would like to invite our timer to prepare the first speaker. Who is preparing the speaker? Sajane Tam? Or are we ready to start?
The first speaker will be the captain of the affirmative team, right?
Yes. I believe DTM Rohaina is the captain, correct?
That's
DTM
right.
Rohaina? Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. DTM Rohaina, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. I think the speaker is ready. Can we?
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome DTM Rohaina, affirmative team captain to start her speech. All the best, DTM Rohaina. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Good evening to my worthy opponents, my lovely audience, and if there are any hidden judges here. As captain of the affirmative team, let me first introduce to you the terms of the resolution. As stated, working from home is more productive than working at the office. Working is an activity which involves physical or mental effort done to achieve a purpose or result. Home, the place where one lives permanently, especially as a member of a family or household. Productive is producing or able to produce large amounts of goods or other commodities, achieving a significant amount of result, a measure of growth in business or commercial work, and also a value of growth in economy. Office is a room or a building used as a place for commercial, professional, or bureaucratic work. Could refer to a large business, tenure of an official person holding that office, or service done for another person. Now today, as we all know, 3 words is often heard everywhere. Work from home. I will refer this as WFH. My team members and I agree and affirm the statement that productivity has definitely seen an increase after the WFH concept, because this boomed in this pandemic era. Till then, there was little effort to measure this, but a research paper from the Stanford edu has shown that an experiment done on 16,000 employees who worked from home led to a 13% increase in productivity. My team member Remi will talk about how work from home leads to less leave from work and more working hours, while my other team member Ritesh will tell us how it maintains a work and family balance, as well as brings increased autonomy. Now, I have got certain arguments I would like to put across. My first argument is the increased convenience it gives. Not only does work from home have flexible timings, but it gives you less stress, mental as well as physical. The key word over here is flexible. So being less tensed at home, an individual shows more work and thus more productivity. This study by OWL lab reports that small companies are 2 times more likely to have full-time remote workers, as the productivity in that segment is high. The overall well-being contributes to productive hours at work. My second argument is about the time gained. You gain in not commuting to and fro, nor having coffee breaks during your office hours or lunch breaks at work, but giving your time from home to meet all your tasks and objectives. Now, the Airtasker survey reports that on an average, 8.5 hours a week of free time is saved by a worker by commuting less. This gives more time for family, hobbies, exercise, friends, kids, and of course, self-development, as well as for sleep. This in itself is a direct measure for productivity. My third argument is about a study done by IWG, which found that 64% of recruiters say that being able to pitch a work from home policy will help them find high quality talent. Now, considering the potential candidates who are looking out for a job that allow them freedom as well as flexibility, it comes as no surprise that more than half of these recruiters easily find top talents, and top talents is equal to more productivity. I would like to conclude my arguments that by working from home, this gives increased convenience, which translates to increased productivity. The time saved or gained by avoiding commuting.
Thank you, DTM Rohaina. I would like to invite negative team captain, DTM Mao. Timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you.
DTM
Mao,
Mao.
are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Can we have 2 minutes cross-examination? If you're ready, please, all the best. Thank you. DTM Rohaina, are you ready? Unmute, please. Yeah. Yes. You can start your cross-examination for 2 minutes. Over to DTM Mao.
Good evening, and thank you, respected debate moderator, and to my worthy opponent, captain of the affirmative team. I have a couple of questions for you, ma'am. In your definition of work from home, you mentioned two components, physical and mental. What do you think is the ratio of these two components? This is my first. Second, you ended your speech with recruiters identify top talent. I'd like to know whether the recruiters are doing identification from home or they are actually meeting the top talents defined by you and your worthy team. I'd like to have answers to these two questions, please.
On your first question, I did not say that the components were mental and physical. I said that they allow stress, less stress, and that is physical or mental. You will reduce that stress. That was what I had mentioned.
Thank you.
About the recruiters, of course, that also would be online, and that would definitely be from home too, when they are recruiting, because they're recruiting people all over the world. So it's a global recruitment.
Thank you. So global recruitment done from home to identify top talents over a virtual platform is what my worthy team feels that will identify top talent and keep them sustained in the organization. Debate moderator, can I begin with my speech or do I need to wait for the 2 minutes to be up?
If you're done, timer, can you stop the timing since she is done? You can. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome once again our wonderful dynamic Toastmaster Mo of Negative Team Captain. Negative Team Captain Mo, all yours. Please, you can start. Thank you.
Thank you. The debate today is about whether work from home is more productive than work from office. My worthy opponent and team captain has mentioned that work from home is indeed more productive because of time saved, because of less time spent on commute, because of identification of talents over the virtual platform, and so on. In Team Negative, we have myself, Mo, and I will speak on the mental and the psychological dimension of the situation. My teammate Niloufer will take you through the social and the sociological aspect. What is work from home and how does it translate to a sociological dimension? And my team member Bindu will finally talk about the professional angle. Work from home, how does it translate to productivity? What are we speaking about as professionals? To begin with, the definition mentioned work from home as you working physically, you're using all your attributes in the comfort of your home, that is your permanent place of residence, and you are being more productive. According to a survey by Nuffield in association with the National Health System of UK, and the survey went over more than 1 million interventions and data was compiled on the basis of this. It was observed and it was proved that work from home or remote working or teleworking, as the other terms are, actually leads to mental ill health. It actually leads to employees suffering from tangible and intangible health issues connected with the work from home when they're working from home, because of three main issues, three main challenges. One, when a person works from home, and like my worthy opponent said, there is more time available, there is more you can do from the comfort of your own home. However, this has a direct impact on the line between your professional and personal space. In our day-to-day lives these days, when we work from home, you can see the spillover. The lines are getting blurred by the day. And this blurring of lines, this blurring of the demarcation is creating havoc with our work and life balance. Physically, when we go to work, to our office, there is a demarcation between our work life and our personal life. However, if you are comfortable and you have more time on your hands, this line is getting blurred as we speak. It is more difficult for people to unplug, more difficult for people to stop focusing on their work and enjoy time out of their jobs. We seem to be connected more than our devices online all the time. My second point is about increased distractions. When we talk about work from home, we are speaking of an environment where we get distracted very easily. How many of us have young children? How many of us have elderly? And while it is our responsibility to take care of them, while it is our responsibility to give equal, if weightage to their needs, we have also signed up a contract with our employers. What is productivity at the end of the day? We have signed up a contract that we will give in our best so that the company's mission, vision get fulfilled. We have signed a contract. So with the distractions, it has a direct impact on our productivity. It has a direct impact on our mental abilities. How much do you multitask? And finally, we are talking about burnouts. When we can't switch off, when we are plugged online, we burn out. What happens to the productivity? What happens to my contract?
Debate moderator, you're also on mute.
Thank you, DTMO. Please let us give her a virtual applause. Thank you. I would like to ask our Affirmative 2, Remi Raj. Are you ready? Please, can you show your thumbs up if you're ready for the 2 minutes cross-examination? Timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please help me invite Affirmative 2, Toastmaster Remi Raj to start cross-examination for 2 minutes. Over to you, Remi. Thank you.
Good evening, my worthy opponent, Toast DTM Bera. I have two questions for you. One is, do you have any research or any survey suggesting by how much percentage the all factors what you have said about burnout and psychological factors is affecting the productivity? By
Yes,
what
I
factor?
do. Yes, I do. According to the research that I just mentioned, which was in collaboration with Nuffield Health and the NHS, about 27% of Britishers have shown and exhibited and manifested symptoms of a decline in their mental well-being. About 30% of the population being surveyed have said that the distractions, and particularly the multitasking that takes place while you are working out of home, has affected their productivity. These are the two statistics that I have which substantiate my point. And there was also research by several
Toastmaster Bera, it's clear. So you have mentioned 25% people are affected, but you are not, in your survey does not reflect how much percentage dip in productivity is there. I think our motion is clear that working from home is more productive. So there is no point you are stating that productivity is reduced.
Now, when I say the 25%, it affects productivity, because a person who's been affected by mental health issues has a direct bearing on his work productivity. So when it affects productivity, when it affects my mental health, it directly affects the quantum of work that I produce.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Your time is up. 2 minutes cross-examination is done. Now, if you're ready, timer, are you ready? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to welcome Toastmaster Remi Raj. Please start your speech. Your speech timing is 3 minutes. All the best. Thank you.
Debate moderator, my worthy opponent, and fellow Toastmasters. Good evening to one another. My worthy opponent, before coming to my point, I have a few arguments against my worthy opponent. My worthy opponent failed to produce convincing and conclusive evidence that today's our resolution, which states that working from home is more productive than work at home. And it is not clear why this should be rejected. My worthy opponent plays some of the mental aspects and stress-related issues. But we have to remember one thing, that in spite of all these aspects, companies have recorded a productivity increase, as my affirmative speaker said in his first speech, ranging from 13 to 47%. And this is a net productivity benefit, discounting all the effects which is caused by power loss, internet issues, and other aspect of mental, social, and physical. And this is the next gain account. It's not an estimate which can be produced. So there is clear productivity increase. Coming to my point, I want to suggest two factors which is causing the productivity increase. Now, working from home has sharply reduced the number of leaves and offs taken by the staff. There is a study a survey done by Economics Times, which states that around 50 to 60% drop in people taking casual leaves and day offs. This has resulted in companies to offer a surprise well-day off and encouraging employees to take casual leaves. So this has direct contribution to productivity increase. The second is an international journal of organization theory and research published in 2006 discussed that when working from home, time-bound, strain-bound, and behavioral-bound conflicts are reduced. Time-bound, strain-bound, and behavioral-bound conflicts are reduced. And it has noted that conflicts are lower for people who regularly work from home. Conflicts are lower for people who regularly work from home. I want to, my second point is global workforce, increased talent, and increased productivity. Success for any company relies in how successful is the company in attracting the talent and making them to work. More talent means more productivity, more creativity, and more success. And with the work from home policy, companies don't have to restrict themselves to local talents. They can hire global talents. And most of the companies are moving in this direction. So with this, I want to reiterate the motion. Working from home is more productive.
Thank you, Toastmaster Affirmative 2, debater Remi Raj. Appreciate. Please let us have a round of applause for him. Thank you. Thank you so much. DTM Niloufer, are you ready? Please show me a thumbs up if you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Excellent.
Yes, I am.
Timer, are you ready? Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Please let us have a cross-examination for 2 minutes. Over to you, DTM Niloufer. Thank you.
Thank you, debate moderator. Jury and my worthy opponent, I would like to ask you one question. This 30 to 47% productivity increase that you are quoting, is it just not the initial spike which has been noticed in 2020 due to the immediate thrill of working from home? Do you have any figures which give you long-term results? Because working from home initially can be very thrilling, but over a period of time, it can be very draining. So I ask you, do you have any statistics to prove that these figures will hold out, not for just 2020 and 2021, but for 10, 15, 100 years to come from now? Please.
Okay. The research which I presented during my speech was one of the research was of the 2006. It is much before pandemic, which have confirmed that there is a time bound work, behavioral bound, and
what is the time frame of that study? Is it only for the first initial months or 1 year when working from home happens, or the time frame of the study is over a long period of time? Like, say, is it
the time
from which year to which year? I would like to know.
Year over year, I don't have specific dates for that. It's a year over year study, which clearly states that. And
okay, I will ask you another question. So that means you don't have proper data. Then another question is that you said that they have been reducing leaves. Now, logging into company systems and showing that you are present, or something which is called as presenteeism, is very prevalent in work from home. Do you really think that it is reduction of leaves, or it's just showing that you are in the office? How do you handle that?
Work from home productivity is not measured in attendance. Productivity is increased. If the sales
why do you quote this point of leaves when it is not affecting productivity? You should not quote this point. Now, my third point is that you are saying that working from...
Thank you. Affirmative Team, Remi Raj and Negative Team, Niloufer, DTM. Thank you very much for the cross-examination. I'm sure the audience are enjoying. I'm literally enjoying. Thank you so much for enhancing our knowledge. Now, timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you, DTM 11. DTM Niloufer. Negative Team Captain will deliver her 3-minute speech. Over to you, DTM Niloufer. Thank you.
Okay, I'm the second speaker. I'm not the captain once again. Yeah, the timer, please note. Yeah. So I'll start my speech now.
Yeah, second speaker. Thank you.
Jury, learned audience, and my worthy opponents, I will now stress on the sociological aspects of reduction in productivity from work from home. When you work from home, most of the times you are home alone. And when you're home alone, you have to constantly self-motivate. There is no push and pull. There is no external stimuli. If you're overworking, there is no friendly co-worker to tell you, okay, take it easy. Or if you are lagging behind, there is no boss to push you. So constant self-motivation and constant dependence on self causes mental fatigue, and this has direct correlation with productivity of your work. As we are all social animals, we are wired to work together, to interact with each other, to work for each other. This doesn't happen in a home setting. We are isolated. We are languishing rather than thriving when working from home and home alone. Now, second point is the study which is conducted by the Forbes magazine on digital natives. What are digital natives? The Generation Z and the millennials who have been born with screens in their hand. And they would take to working like home from fish to water. That is what we believe. But this study yielded surprising results. These millennials and Generation Z prefer working from the office. Why? Because there is communication, because there is culture, and because there is process. When working from the office, they feel connected, they feel wanted, and they feel like they are better informed. working from home reduces all this drastically. It affects the productivity to an extent that they go out and look for jobs where they have to work in the office. So working from home does cause a dip in productivity. As one of the millionaires quoted, productivity is not about completing Zoom calls and video conferences meetings, but it is completing projects, which never seems to happen. It takes invariably long in the work from home environment. Now, lastly, there is an email from Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple, which sent out just latest on June 2, asking all the employees to return to work. Now, this is a tech company, and in tech company, many things are possible remotely, but he wants them.
I see there is internet disconnection. She can. I would like to ask a moderator, do we have 30 seconds? Okay, she's back. Grace period.
Yeah, so video conferencing, Tim Cook has been saying that we have been missing something essential during this past year, each other. Video conferencing reduces the distance, but it cannot replicate energy, creativity, and collaboration, which are the key drivers for productivity. So working from home reduces productivity and doesn't help the workforce, doesn't help the economy, doesn't help anybody around. Going back to office is what will happen after the pandemic on a large scale, as the employers want it, and as that is what is.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a round of applause to our negative speaker 2, Niloufer, distinguished Toastmaster. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now let us move on to Affirmative Team, third speaker, Toastmaster Ritesh. Are you ready for the cross-examination? Can you show me?
Yes, I am.
Please? Appreciate. Timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Affirmative Team, third speaker, please, you may start the cross-examination. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Negative speaker 2, I have 3 questions to ask you. Number 1, you say that working home alone reduces productivity. The second part you mentioned is that the digital natives prefer going back to office and they don't want to work from it. Is there any proof or evidence that either of these has any impact on productivity?
This study was conducted by Forbes, and this is what Forbes had to say, that they want to go back to office mainly to increase their productivity, because working from home affects their productivity. It causes a dip in their productivity because they don't feel connected, they don't feel wanted, and they lack a sense of purpose in working from home.
Would you feel that there is a sense of purpose working from office compared to working from online?
Yes.
Because Zoom and Hangouts don't give a connection.
Millennials and Generation Z mostly work to find a purpose in life, and they find this purpose when they find the culture, when they find the communication, when they find the connectedness, and they find the processes which work around them.
I like to quote a study by CBRE, which says that 69% of millennials would prefer giving certain work benefits for having more flexible workspace. And even Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg says that their offices have opened up new pools of talent due to global pooling up, and they are more productive working from home.
These are for flexibility and these are for movement, but for productivity, what is done by Forbes was concentrated on productivity. This studies from the point of view of convenience for the worker, which might not have any direct relation with the productivity. This Forbes
surveys are subjective. Niloufer, aren't surveys subject to personal opinion? Shouldn't there be an objective evaluation of these surveys? I can prefer to eat pizza, but you may like apple.
Not a survey. This is a study which was conducted by Forbes, not a survey. Debate moderator is muted.
I don't know, sometimes I'm getting muted. Okay, thank you very much. Both negative and affirmative speakers. Wonderful to have you here today. Now, may I request the timer, if you're ready, we will switch to affirmative 3. Ritesh, are you ready to deliver speech? 3 minutes of your speech. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Toastmaster Ritesh, Affirmative 3 speaker. All yours. Thank you.
Good evening, my esteemed audience. I bring to notice that my worthy opponents have failed to bring conclusive evidence to support their arguments, many of which should stand rebutted. Most of my worthy opponents' arguments have been hollow with claims without evidence and opinions camouflaged as speculations. I will share two additional factors that contribute to increasing productivity while working from home. These also support our motion and the arguments of the previous affirmative speakers. Argument number one, working from home increases and encourages planning skills, especially with relation to scheduling and autonomy. And there is enough proof that increased autonomy increases employee satisfaction and it leads to higher and better productivity. This was recently noted in a study studying the impact of COVID-19 pandemic on conventional work settings and published in International Journal of Sociology and Social Policy. I present an empirical evidence that I have noticed firsthand in my office at Jain Knowledge in Bangalore. Compared to 2019, the science team completed its science curriculum in 6 months, short of the 1-year deadline given as KRA. This was due to improved autonomy given to members. We had a lot more time to quality check and quality control. We had a lot more time with scheduling of mini projects, designing lesson plans, and we could conduct focus group discussions at our own convenience. After we completed the science curriculum, we were delegated to work on social science curriculum, which was also completed in the next 3 months, 2 months ahead of its schedule. And similar observations come from Buffer, an international branding company where productive impact increased significantly for its product teams and doubled for both infrastructure and mobile teams. The second argument I present is on better work-family balance, which has led to increased productivity. The work-family balance is defined as the accomplishment of role-related expectations that are negotiated and shared between individuals and their partners in the work and family domains. Now, better work-home balance has led to increase for productivity, according to a study done by Symbiosis Center for Management. What they noticed is that the mental stress was reduced due to flexible work timings. This led the members to give more time to family, and this allowed them to even cross some of the traditional roles where men took up the jobs in houses traditionally assigned to women. And these led to better work-family balance with more time and more effort given to it. With this, I want to strongly reiterate our motion that working from home is more productive than working at office. Over to you, moderator.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please let us have a virtual applause for the Toastmaster Ritesh. Thank you. Now, I would like to request Bindu Pillai show me a thumbs up if you're ready for the 2 minutes cross-examination. Negative speaker number 3. Timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Negative speaker number 3, Bindu Pillai. Please, you may start your cross-examination. Over to you. Thank you.
My worthy opponent has said better work-family balance when it comes to work from home. Now, how do you, what studies do you have presented where you can state this as an increase in productivity? Can you please elaborate on that? And what was the, have you only considered the COVID-19 part or even before?
This study, in fact, there are 2 studies that have so far mentioned, whether it is the CBRE, United States Commercial Commercial Real Estate Services report that predates Forbes, and that has been in continuum since 2006, and the Symbiosis Center for Management that has been continuously working the impact of remote work on this, and the COVID-19 just made it easy for people to work from home and take the remote work from office to home. Both of them have led to increase in productivity.
How many percentage were men in this study?
I quote the first affirmative speaker, where the experiment that was done in the Chinese company in US led to 13% increase, where the CBRE, for example, has been continuously mentioning that the there's a 37 to 40% increase in productivity all year round. I also quote buffer and my own empirical evidences.
This is
where
wrong.
our own
We know that this
productivity
is the wrong
shows.
argument that you have putting forward by the first speaker, negative speaker. Sorry, that is wrong. And there are studies to prove that women are undergoing a deep mental health problems because of this work-family balance, because they are expected to work more time. Do you have any studies based on that? Have you looked into that part when you were stating this argument?
We have looked at whether working from home has affected productivity, and we so far have found that irrespective of all other factors that affect maybe mental health also, there is no conclusive evidence that it affects productivity.
And coming to the point related to the planning and skills, how do you prove that?
Thank you. Your time is up. Wonderful. Affirmative speaker number 3, Ritesh. And now, let us together help me welcome negative speaker number 3, Toastmaster Bindu Pillai. Bindu Pillai, are you ready with the speech? Timer, are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you.
A wonderful evening. Yeah, can I speak?
Yeah, please.
A wonderful evening to all my audience out there. My worthy opponent here has brought in some points related to improved planning skills and better work-family background balance, which I would strongly say he is without, like, he has conducted a survey without research, without evidence, much evidence, and hence I would say this is proper invalid, and I can bring in points to counter that. Now, when it comes to let's say we have seen this trend of MNCs rolling out the concept of distributed workplace, like Yahoo, for example, from the 2010s. And from 2020, we have seen a lot of organizations that is pushing in 80%, 100% into the remote workforce, right? Because of this ongoing pandemic. Now, one of the key factors here is the lack of accountability. The order you do things at work is never the same when you do things at home. You're just expected to be fully available at the desk. And unless you're self-motivated, you adhere to a strict routine and you're very skillful in avoiding distractions, you many times end up in cutting corners, and this lack of accountability, it sends a wrong message to the entire team, to the rest of the team. Now, researchers from companies like Splunk, like Affirm, like Microsoft, they have all stated that over time, the loneliness of working at home and guilt due to the lack of accountability certainly affected productivity and job satisfaction. And another research in mid-2020, which was stated that a whole 45% agreed that they are more productive when working from an office. Now, let me get to the next argument that I would like to put forward is the micromanagement. Working from office is always looked upon with skepticism by the management. And no matter how much expectations are being set or a higher level of quality standards are in place, it has definitely been a matter of mental stress and degraded relationship in both the employees and the management alike. And there's a substantial drop in absenteeism, as one of the opponents have said. There is a substantial drop in absenteeism. And have you ever thought so? Why? And the employees are even compelled to work when sick, and they do not even take enough time to recover. Just to dispel the employer's doubt about working from home. And my third argument would be the career progression. Lack of visibility in terms of achievements, in terms of KPIs, have been longly recognized as a problem for home workers. Some key performance indicators are really difficult to simulate in a remote environment. And remote workers can easily be out of flow, or let's say at a disadvantage when it compares to the compensation and advancement in career. And this can result in demotivation and depression. And I would like to summarize the points: lack of accountability, need to micromanage, and dip in career progression. And why are the companies calling the employees back to work at office if they are productive over all these months when working?
Thank you. Negative speaker number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all give virtual applause if not. Thank you very much. Negative speaker number 3, Bindu Pillai. Now, it's time now to invite our Affirmative Team Captain, DTM Rohaina Akil. Are you ready for the cross-examination, DTM Rohaina?
I am.
Thank you very much. Please, you may start your cross-examination. Timer, are you ready? Timer?
Yes. Yes.
DTM Rohaina, please start your cross-examination for 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lack of accountability. My worthy opponent, Bindu, I would like to ask you, lack of accountability, you mentioned that. That is a speculation. Productivity is actually known in numbers. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now leave absences. Now being less, is that good or bad? Yes or no? Is it good?
Being absent less would be the problem would be that you're expected to work full time at the desk. You're expected to be
But
full time at the desk.
if you're working in the office and you're taking leave every week, or you're taking casual leave and you're taking a leave of, going off on a vacation all the time, which can reduce because of work from home, is that good or bad? If you have less leave of absence.
Can you repeat that, please?
If you have less leave of absence, like when you're working from the office, you will be taking more leave. You would be taking sick leave. You will be getting tired of the office atmosphere. So if you are working from home and you take less leave absence, is that good? Yes or no?
See, humans, as humans, we are not expected to work all the time. The leaves that we can take, right? And when you're sick, well, you're not expected to work in front of the, but when it comes to, in my office itself, I have this person.
When if you are sick, you can still work, right? From
you can
home,
still,
you can
that
still
is
be
what is
working.
happening. That is what is happening. And you're
exactly.
expected to work as well.
Yes, you answered my question.
You don't want to have
Thank
the
you.
management to have a doubt on you that you
Yes,
are.
thank you for answering my question.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about KPIs, and these are measured in outputs, right? Do you
Not
agree
all
or
KPIs
disagree?
can be measured, remotely, because there are some which would need a physical presence to, when it comes to measurement.
Just answer me. Agree or you don't disagree? Do you disagree? I would like to ask another question. Do you think micromanagement doesn't happen in offices? Do you agree?
Micromanagement does happen in offices, but then this has added to the stress levels of the management and the employees alike.
Thank you very much. I really commend everybody. And before we go into the summary of Captain's speech, I would like virtually to applaud everybody to our speakers, Affirmative Team Captain and their teams, Negative Team Captain and their team. Thank you very much for that. If you are good to go, I would like to have our timer DTM Ilavenil. If you're ready for our summary speech for 3 minutes, are you ready?
Yes.
Timer, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome our dynamic DTM, Rohaina Akil, Affirmative Team Captain, to deliver her summary of speech tonight. Let's win assertively. DTM, Rohaina Akil, all yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, debate moderator. Good evening once again, my worthy opponents. Today, I feel my worthy opponents have failed to establish a strong connection, a connection between work from home and productivity. They had aired numerous claims without providing substantial evidence. And in cases where they did provide, they did not establish a strong correlation of evidence to increased productivity. Most of my worthy opponents' arguments, they were tangential and without any direct correlation to increased productivity. They also stated several statements which were speculations rather than hard facts, which were based on either studies or corroborative evidence. Me and my team are resolute, and we staunchly believe that working from home has increased productivity. We substantiated our claims in our arguments with observations from studies from various prestigious institutions, journals, as well as organizations. We argued that work from home has increased the convenience and work-life balance. Now that fosters mental well-being and thus is a major contributing factor to increased productivity. As mentioned earlier, 77% of those who work remotely at least a few times per month they show increased productivity. And 77% is not a small number, and we can discover it. We also argued that reduction in leaves and time offs is another saving, which adds on to the overall productivity of an individual and the organization. One of our stronger arguments was increased global workforce and increased talent from across the world, which again fortified our observations and the observations made by all of us from numerous studies in the past as contributing factor to improved and increased productivity. We also put forward an undefeated argument which clearly established the fact that improved autonomy improves productivity. We vehemently and with all our gray cells agree in unison, believe that work from home definitely has increased productivity. Back to you, moderator.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for Affirmative Team Captain for a very wonderfully crafted summary of the speech. Thank you, DTM, Rohaina, Akhil. Thank you very much. Without further ado, let us quickly move to timer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me invite Negative Team Captain, DTM, Mao Bera. DTM, Mao Bera, all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, debate moderator, and to my worthy opponents, my very strong team members, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. What do we summarize out of this debate? Work from home is more productive than working from office. This is what our worthy opponents would like us to believe. This is the general perception. This is popular opinion. This is what surveys conducted in 2006 have proved. We are in 2021, my dear friends. Let us summarize our points of view for the benefit of this wonderful audience and the respected jury. We said work from home or working from home affects our mental health. It causes burnout. It blurs the line between personal and professional. It makes us connected just like our devices continuously 24/7. It impacts our personal life. It makes us deal with multitasking in a very, very negative way, to the extent that women are feeling bothered by it. Work from home is not only about autonomy and having extra hours. Flexible hours exist in working from home or working from office. We are talking about productivity. One of the key measures of productivity is the well-being and the mental health of your employees. How can that not factor in? When we spoke about social aspects, my team member emphasized on the social isolation working from home creates. Not all of us can cope with the lack of social integration. Not all of us can cope with being alone and working without the comfort of our colleagues and without the synergizing of ideas and without the little breaks at the coffee corners. It is a serious business. Social integration has to take place. We are social animals. We are herd animals. We cannot operate in isolation. Members of the opponent team mentioned that everything that we spoke of is personal opinion, not backed by figures, not backed by data. We have quoted Forbes, Microsoft. We have produced a letter by the CEO of Apple. These are facts. This is data. Why would an Apple CEO call back his staff to office? Finally, about autonomy. Autonomy doesn't lead to productivity.
Thank you, DTM negative speaker number one, Moyu Bera, the captain negative team. Your time is up. Since we have had successfully completed both negative and affirmative speakers. Listen to both sides of it. It deserves, we all should have a virtual applause, isn't it? What an amazing speech. The techniques, the ideas, their thought process, everything they put in here together. Literally, we all enjoyed. Thank you very much. Before I sign off, I would like to hand over to the master of ceremony, Toastmaster Prince George. Thank you. Over to you. Thank you very much. Thank you, debaters, affirmative team captain, negative team captain, and all the speakers. Good luck. Thank you very much. I enjoyed being with you today. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Prince George.
Thank you, debate moderator DTM Ram. Wonderful job done with that. Debaters, fantastic debate. Are you sure you are not experienced debaters? Because it came across as something really splendid, I would say. You know, it was really a hardcore debate. So I really enjoyed it for a fact. But before we get into a little bit of analysis technically into the debate, may I just check if DTM Dawn is online with us? DTM Dawn, are you here with us? DTM Dawn, can you hear me?
I guess his audio is not connected.
Audio is not connected, yes.
Okay, all right, no problem. So you know, it's rather unfortunate that DTM Dawn is not able to speak with us. But for those of you who don't know, DTM Dawn Pradis is one of the most senior members, senior Toastmasters in Kuwait. He was actually the pioneer of debating in Kuwait, and you know, one of our gurus actually in Kuwait. And he unfortunately moved out of Kuwait and relocated to Canada, I think about 2 years or 3 years ago. And we do miss him in Kuwait. And I was so glad that he logged into this meeting. I'm sure he's listening to us. So yeah, that's about DTM Dawn. Anyways, coming back to the meeting, I thought if Noor, if you can, maybe just share your thoughts. It would be great if you are caught up with something. I can just go ahead and summarize on the debate.
Thank you, President Prince. In fact, I enjoyed the debate very thoroughly. It was an excellent debate, very professional, up to the standards. In fact, there was no heckling and no hitting under the belt. It was wonderful. Both the teams did excellently well, and I wish them all the best. Prince, I would leave the evaluation to you as I was occupied with some other things. Thank you.
Thank you, Noor. You did mention that before. So thanks, Noor, for your feedback as well. Well, I will not go into a lot of technical analysis on the debate because it's like a first-time debate for everybody, and I'll just keep it light so that we all understand where we stand through the whole debate. So, firstly, I applaud the energy that everyone had. And I applaud the the kind of feedback
Prince,
and input.
hi. Sorry to disturb you. Do you want to go for the voting before you give evaluation?
Yeah, for sure. No, I think that's a good idea. Let's
That
go ahead with the voting.
Yep.
So I don't want to influence the votes. So thankfully, I didn't start speaking about anyone. So let's go ahead with the voting. We have the audience who can go ahead. No, please go ahead.
Yes, I will launch the poll for the best debater, and then we'll have the poll for the best debate team. So kindly, all of you, please vote. I'll withdraw the co-host permissions from everyone so that everyone can vote.
Somehow my screen is frozen. I can't vote.
Even my screen is frozen. I cannot.
Okay, those of you who cannot vote, kindly send a
I too
private
had the
message.
same problem.
Yeah.
Try toggling. It is getting all right.
Okay. Those of you who cannot vote, kindly send me their vote. So there are only 7 people who have voted till now out of 15. Kindly take your time and vote. I'll leave it there for about 30 seconds more. There are 8 more votes which need to be casted. Still 8 more votes.
It's stuck. It's stuck. I cannot vote. I'll send over WhatsApp.
Can you please send WhatsApp to me, please? Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'll end the polling for the best debater. Now we have for the best debate team, I'm going to launch the poll right away. Poll, you should be seeing the poll right now. Okay, 5 more votes to go. There are 10 people who have voted. 5 more votes to go. Those of you who have voted, please raise your hand so that I know who did not vote. In the, you please use the reactions. Not just a thumbs up. I think raise hand is there. I guess, yeah. All right. So that's awesome. All right. So Sangeeta, Deepika, Fabian, and yeah. All right. So I'll end the poll for the best debate team. All right. Over to you, Prince.
Thank you, Noor. Thanks for that. Well, coming back to the debate evaluation, we don't have much time. And secondly, it's a nascent debate. So, I don't want to really get into the deep technical analysis, but overall, like I was saying, the energy was amazing. The points put forward were very logical overall by all the debaters. And also, I enjoyed the cross examinations. They were quite interesting. Now, just coming to a few pointers. When the opening speaker starts off, okay. Now, the most important part for the opening speaker is to set the platform on what your team is actually going to be arguing about, right? So the opening speaker needs to first come in and define terms that you define for your arguments on how you think the topic must go, in what direction it must go. So if I'm not mistaken, I think both the team captains did mention about the term definitions. As the negative team captain, what you could do is you could say that I disagree with the definitions. I would like to reinstate the definitions, or I would like to change the definitions to XYZ. You could say that if you don't agree to the terms on which the debate is being set by the affirmative team, right? So that's one side of it. Or the second part of it is you can say that I agree to the definitions put forward by my opponents, and here we go with the debate, right? So it's clear that you are on the same page or you're not on the same page on that, which so the audience knows what track are you taking for the debate, right? So that's one part of your feedback. The other part is about coming to talk about what is it that you and your team are going to be speaking about, right? So the captains, again, I'm referring to the captains when I speak about this. This is for DTM, Rohaina, and Mo as well. So you do mention that we would be covering XYZ topics. I would be talking about X. My teammate B would be talking about Y, and my teammate C would be addressing Z, right? So that's how you do it. And I think both the team captains also did that well. And once you do that, you come back and you talk about your points that you were supposed to talk about. So if there were point X was yours, you come out and you speak about X, and you put your arguments forward, and then you move towards a cross examination, right? So I think this was fairly well done by both the affirmative and the negative team captains. Good job with that. Coming to the cross examinations, in a nutshell, okay. Now, cross examinations is something where you have to play it smart, okay. Now when in a cross examination, when you are asking or when you are the examiner, but you allow the examinee to dominate you, then you are, you are not taking the front stepper there, right? So what happens is that you should be in a position where you are dominating as the examiner. So you are the one who's asking the questions. You are the one who's cornering your opponent. You're the one who's telling your opponent, may I please have an answer in a yes or a no? So if the opponent is talking too much and utilizing your 2 minutes, you need to cut the opponent off and say, my worthy opponent, please, may I please have an answer in a yes or a no? So that the minute you get the answer you want to hear, move on. And why I would say move on is because you heard the answer you wanted. You can come back and use that as a rebuttal when you start speaking, right? So this is something that I think I just noticed one speaker doing. I think it was Remi who did that, who used a rebuttal. But so it's quite handy to pull on what you learned or what you won in the cross examination, the points that you really dominated in the cross examination, to pull them forward into your rebuttal and start off with something. I think even Mo as well did that. So start off with something and then you continue with your arguments, right? So that's
Rohaina
the
also
rebuttal.
did, Prince. Rohaina once she did
Yes,
it.
also Rohana. Okay. So you yeah, so you do the rebuttal part of it and then you move ahead with your arguments, right? Through the whole thing. So I think even that was fairly covered by all the team members. What I also liked was that there were some statistics put forward. Again, I think I've mentioned Remi. If someone else did mention statistics, I think there was something, a quote by Tom Cook also that was mentioned by Niloufer, and some more quotes and statistics were put forward. So one thing that we need to take away from this is that as a debater, the more you put statistics and documented facts forward, the more you reinforce your arguments, right? Because everything is based on fundamental research and analysis of something. Sorry, it's based on facts, it's based on statistics, it's based on research which has been done on the subject rather than just talking theoretical, right? So in any debate, it's important for us to hold those facts very close to us and throw them out when it's required, right? So even in the cross examination, when Niloufer was asked, she said it was done by Forbes, right? So that's something which throws the cross examiner off ground because you're coming with facts, so there's no argument to that, right? So that's something that needs to be held close, and it was done fairly well by all of you. Also, in one cross examination, I noticed a question: do you have any evidence for what you are saying? Right? That's a very strong question to put forward because, again, everything is backed by evidence and facts. We cannot talk about personal opinions, right? So, at any point in a debate, when you feel that your opponent is coming up with personal opinions, you have the right to question that because any debate is purely based on, like I said, facts, figures, statistics, not on personal opinions. Okay, so that's how it works on. Now, coming to the summary of the debate, I think both team captains did really well with the summaries. Rohana also summarized everything that was covered by her team, and also put forward some additional points, which almost like a rebuttal of what she felt that she wanted to put forward. And similarly, it was also done by Mo as well. She did cover all the points that were covered by her team, and also added a few points. Now, the only point that I would say is a partial, a small percentage improvement in the summary is to end with a bang. Okay, because a summary is something where you need to sweep the audience off their feet when you finish your summary, right? So if we go too much into explaining what happened in the debate and we miss out on that last 30 seconds, which is the most impactful, we lose a lot of momentum there, right? So it's very important to time yourselves well in the summary. That's your hook, right? The summary is the part which is going to pull your audience completely in your side, right? So you use your last 30 seconds very effectively, team captains. Okay. So build it up in a way that you come up with some argument or some statement which is so convincing and persuasive to the audience, or it can also end with, this is how we proved that this is how it is. Would you like to do it this way as well? Something like maybe a part of what we do in international speeches also. Like there's a lot of persuasion involved in debating. So, I mean, like I said when I started off, I think all the debaters did exceptionally well, and I was really surprised. It's like your first debate because it came across like a quite a professional debate. Rohaina, I know is experienced. She's been there in debates, so she did a fantastic job, of course. And the rest of you, Mo, Ritesh, Remi, Niloufer, Bindu, great job done, and really proud of y'all to see y'all in this debate. And I look forward to more debates with all of you. A big round of applause for our debaters today.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, before we move towards the closing of the meeting, DTM Noor, would you like to announce the results for us today?
Friends, I'm just making the certificate. Would you like to take guest feedback while I make the certificates?
Sure. Just let me know when you're done. Noor. Thanks. We have, I can see a few guests who are here with us today. Meanwhile, before we get to the guests, how about the team captains? Why don't you tell us what you felt about the debate quickly? If I can have Rohaina and Moo. Go ahead, Rohaina.
Actually, it's a very happening topic at the moment, and I feel like it's going to really still happen. It's going to continue in the future too. So it's really something which we all need to think about. And I learned a lot. I really learned a lot, more than what I knew, because I've been into debates, but. Thank you, DTM Noor, for the support, and all my team members were excellent. I mean, what all they have really dug out, and it has helped. It really has helped. So thank you, and I enjoyed this debate.
Thank you, Rohaina. Negative team captain Mo.
Thank you. It was wonderful. Like DTM Rohaina said, obviously every experience is a learning experience. You learn from everything that you decide to pitch yourself out there. Needless to say, it was fun. I enjoyed sparring literally. And my team members, we all came together. We learned from one another. I just had a question for our President Prince. On a virtual platform, now what happens in a real-time debate is, the cross and the rebuttal, it's happening face-to-face. Now on a virtual platform, can you speak over one another? Because you said that you need to dominate. So that comes with interrupting or interjecting. Is that allowed, or is that the right way of doing it? I just wanted to get some clarity.
Yeah, it's a very good point put forward, Mo. So you're specifically talking about cross-examination, right?
Yeah.
So in cross-examinations, yes, we need to interject if we don't want the cross-examinee to eat up into our time. Those 2 minutes are for the cross-examiner, right? You have the advantage where you are going to be asking questions to the examinee. Now, what happens is when an examinee usually doesn't know what to answer, they beat around the bush and eat up your 2 minutes. So by the end of it, you could have capitalized on it, but you couldn't, right? So you have the right to stop your cross-examinee and say that, thank you for your feedback. However, could you please answer this in a yes or a no? If not, okay, please, my worthy opponent, can I please move to my next question? My next question is this. All right. So that you don't lose those precious 120 seconds of yours. That's all that matters, right? So the real way of doing it, if you really want to capitalize on that, is that you go boom, 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 boom with your questions. You have a list of questions you want to ask, and you ask the question, try to get the answer you want, move to your next question. Try to get the answer you want, move to the next question. The more number of question and answers you cover in that time, you can come back with a very powerful rebuttal. And you can put all those points forward in your first 30 seconds and sweep the audience off. Right? I hope that answers your question. No.
Yeah, thank you. Because I was just wondering, like, do we need to wait and do we speak over each other? Thank you. I understand.
All right. Thank you. Noor, I think I've seen your message. That's the final result, right?
There's a tie. Would you like to break the tie? Or anyone who did not vote can break the tie.
Yeah. Is there anyone who didn't vote?
Don did not vote. Ask Don. Don, where are you? We are waiting for you, Don. Champ, you can do wonders today. Tonight, in fact.
Just message him properly.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who saw the debate from A to Z, very important, and who's not voted? Okay, since we don't have that, Noor, I would suggest let's go with the tie. Let's go with 2 winners then.
Yep, for sure, definitely.
Yep. All right. So here it comes. The best debater for today. Noor, are we going to have the background, that Oscar award background?
Can you just give me 2 minutes? I'm just making
We
the
missed
best
that
debate.
background, Noor.
Yes, of course. Although
background music, sorry.
the ribbons might not be accurate, we're going to change the ribbons to best debater and best debate team. Although
That's all right.
it'll be just critical thinker as of the moment. Just give me a minute. Meanwhile, can you take feedback from the guests if you don't mind?
Okay, all right. So before we go ahead, yet another break. So please wait until we have the final winners for today. The guests for today, I can see Fabian with us. Hi, Fabian. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, good evening. Good evening. How are you?
How are you, Fabian? Did you see the debate?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I had a last minute, somebody walked up and it crushed all my debate. I was looking forward for it and I just walked in around 7:40 or something and I missed the most impressive part.
No problem, Fabian. So from whatever you saw, I hope you enjoyed it from whatever you saw.
I've learned a lot of things from you, the feedback that you have given and from the feedback the debaters have given. I've learned a thing and I'm looking forward to learn more.
Thanks, Fabian. Thank you so much. I can see Deepika is still with us. Hi, Deepika. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Deepika. Go ahead. Let us know. Let us have your feedback.
Today's meeting, a lot of takeaways, and both the teams really did well. Both the teams rocked. It was a great meeting, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thank you so much. And our best wishes. May the best person win today.
It's actually persons today because it's a tie, but yeah, in any case, thank you.
May the best persons win today. Thank you.
When it's tied, all are winners tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, that's true. All are winners, yeah. I wish life was like that, yeah, Ram. All right. So I can also see, oh, Soja is with us. Hi, Soja. Good evening.
Hi, DTM friends. I'm here.
Hi, good evening. How are you? Good to have you with us.
Listener to all the debaters. And to be honest, I was missing being a debater. Hopefully next time I'll participate.
Sure, Soja. Sure. We look forward to you answering the quizzes on the group though. But we're glad that you're taking it so seriously that it's like every quiz is mastered by you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Soja. Thanks for your feedback. Am I missing anyone in the guests today? I think not. I think it's everyone is everyone else is participating, or the moderator. And before we move ahead, DTM Ram, the moderator of today, how about your kind words on the debate? You witnessed it very closely, actually, I would say.
Yeah, I witnessed very nicely. Actually, I learned a lot. Though I'm a debater, I'm not that perfect debater like what you introduced initially. Then I said I kept mum, seeing that, okay, critical thinkers are really critical. They'll screw me a little. And I have learned a lot. What not they are speaking about? What is that? Symbiosis, social. You are talking about integrity, absenteeism. Where all you have taken to me today? Okay, they're talking about the productivity, industry, progress. I mean, I was so glued to listening to one and all, And at the same time, I was wondering that Rohaina could have said, use that professional skills, It has a golden opportunity for you, DTM Rohaina. Apologies if I don't mind. Yes and no, because you're from the debate, elite debaters, Toastmasters. Why I am telling you this? When we debate, it's not about winning or losing. When we debate professionally, because newcomers, they will learn from us. So the opportunity what you had was role model. So everybody can become a role model when you do a rebuttal or refute things professionally. That's what I felt. And otherwise, both were really, man, assertive, like I said. You used your logic, ideas, techniques, research. I think you already knew the topic as well. And you're also surfing a lot, browsing overnight and day, and some couple of minutes Google. I know. We all did a lot of exercise. It needs a lot of hard work and personal commitment. It's not easy, but I congratulate you. To me, you're all winners. You're better than me. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Over to you, Prince.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you so much for your feedback. Well, it's time to announce the results, and Noor has the Oscar background music ready for us. And the best debater, the best Sorry, no. We're talking about the best debater first, right? Or the best debating
Yeah,
team?
best debater. Best debater.
Okay, the best debater for today is a tie between DTM Rohaina and DTM Mau. Captains of the affirmative and the negative teams, respectively.
Congratulations to you too. Woo.
Congratulations.
I love this
Well done.
lady.
Well done, Bera. Excellent. Rohaina,
Thank you, DTM Noor.
congratulations.
And DTM Prince.
Excellent.
This makes us feel so special.
It's not over yet. And the best debating team that has won today's debate with a very neck-to-neck contest, to be very transparent. It's 8 versus 7 votes. So it's just a question of 1 vote. And it has been won by the affirmative team. Congratulations, the affirmative team. Well done.
Good going.
Rohaina,
Team member,
Remi and
Remi
Ritesh.
and Ritesh.
A1, A2, A2. Well done.
Congratulations, affirmative team. Congratulations, Captain Rohaina.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations to you too, negative captain.
Congratulations, DTM
Great,
Rohaina.
wonderful debate.
Proud of you.
Congratulations to both the debaters of the day as well as the best debating team. Congratulations. I'm confident and I'm sure that all of you all learned a lot together during this. The whole preparation of a debate itself is like 70% of the learning, right? And then you come here and you debate. So there's a lot to learn in this whole process. So congratulations, and I'm sure you'll did well and learned a lot. Thank you. Well, now to conclude the meeting, I mean, we can have an informal session after we officially conclude the meeting, of course. If you have time to wait back, else we can disperse from here. To conclude the meeting, thank you all. Now we will be ready for the Synergize conference that's going to be happening later this month, of course. And we'll have our team in place who would be we would have our team in place who would be participating and representing critical thinkers for this contest. We wish them all the best. And of course, we will be interacting a lot more while the preparations go on and while the contest goes on. So we wish our team all the best for the Synergize conference. As a club meeting, we would be having a meeting much later in the month, which would be somewhere towards the end of the month. The exact date will be announced to you. And that would be our final meeting with the presiding ExCom. And through the week, I will be putting a message on the group to elect our new ExCom, because you know how it works in Toastmasters. A new ExCom sets up from the 1st of July until for a year. That's how it works. So that's how it's going to be. And yes, that's about it. Thank you all for a wonderful meeting. And I'm glad everyone participated and had fun, even for the guests. Thank you for being here. And you can reach out to us if you want to participate in debates and be a part of this club. All right. Thank you all. And I officially adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Niloufer wants to say something.
Yes, go ahead.
I was
Go
just
ahead. Now it's an informal session. Please go ahead.
all of us, we need some more members for meeting the June deadlines, precisely 3 more members. So if you have any friends or colleagues or anybody wanting to become a member of Critical Thinkers, just get in touch with me and let's have that person on board. We are trying to meet certain deadlines and certain numbers, yeah?
Yes, DTM Niloufer, the VPM.
More members, yeah. This is as VPM.
Yes, thank you, Niloufer. Noted. Everyone, please feel free to refer any guests who would be interested in being a part of Critical Thinkers in the whole process of critical thinking. Thank you. Anyone, please feel free. Now the meeting has been adjourned and we're all friends. Please go ahead and talk whatever you enjoyed in the debate or any thoughts. Please feel free to exchange your thoughts here.
There is no special prize for the best cross-examiner. There should be one, so then people get really.
Yeah, we should include that. We should include that. So
All
people
right, for
get
the next
In the
debate.
club
Next
levels,
debate.
in the club level debates, we should include the best cross-examiner, right?
We'll do. DTM Noor. We
Yes.
have to do that next time.
Yes, this is a
Please,
great suggestion.
please stop recording Toastmaster Prince, moderator. Thank you.